Montrose Matters live. In the studio, I have Curtis Hurst with the Partners Mentoring Youth Program. We're going to have a lot of fun, but we want you all to get involved, right, Curtis?
That's right, yeah, we got lots of opportunities.
We do. So everyone get online, start commenting, get ready to ask some questions or just say hi, because we're giving away a gift card to San Juan Brews. So whether you want some coffee or you want a beer, you can get that at San Juan Brews just by commenting and being a part of the show. It was chilly this morning.
It was cold, yeah.
I was like, what in the world? But we do live in Colorado, right?
The sun came out, and it feels a lot warmer when it does.
It does, yes. I thought it was almost single digits, but not quite, right?
Right. I think I saw 10.
10, okay. Well, that 10 felt like 7 to me. But I'm still getting used to this weather. So we have lots of events coming up. We're going to talk to Curtis here in a second. But let's talk about what we have coming up for events. Woo! Gosh, can you believe it's January 28th already? I mean, it is, or the end of January. So there's an exhibit called Residual Roots. It's an art exhibit. Make sure you get that on your calendar. And then February is right around the corner. So the local farmers market, their winter hours, they go every other Saturday. So make sure you get February 5th on your calendar to attend the farmers market. It is more than just eggs and poultry and soaps. It's a big old party. So make sure you guys come out for the farmers market. Hey, Curtis, do you have any talent?
We're about to find out, right?
Guess what? Montrose Got Talent is back. Yes. And at the pavilion on the 12th, we will see local residents just either belt it out by singing or dancing. But they're just, anyone in Montrose who has talent had to audition for this show. But on the 12th, this fundraiser will take place, and it should be a good time. Had by all. Will we see you dancing?
No, actually, I think one of our volunteers and their kid, I'm pretty sure is involved. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's another reason for everyone to come out, get tickets to Montrose Got Talent. And we are in the final stretches of nominating extraordinary women for the Women of Distinction Awards. So nominations are going to be open through the month of February. So make sure you go online and nominate a phenomenal woman. And then after that, we are going to announce the 2022 Women of Distinction Award winners. So that's quite a bit that's going on here.
Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about all the stuff you have going on.
Right, that's right. And yeah, it's only going to get it's going to be a good year for Montrose. I can feel it. So
thank you for saying that, Curtis. Well, we had a late start due to some technical difficulties. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk to Curtis and learn all about partners.
Employees, and we were in a double wide trailer with 4 exam rooms. So that's where we started, behind an elementary school, really focused on taking care of those children. It was a school-based clinic prior to us becoming an FQHC. But very quickly, we realized the community needed a lot more support, a lot more access to healthcare. So in the last 8 years, we've grown to 3 different sites. We have 104 employees now. And we're taking care of about 6,600 unique patients a year.
In Colorado, we come prepared to weather any storm, to choose to see obstacles as challenges that make us stronger and better. When things get hard, we face them, dig in, and rise above. That's why Alpine Bank is proud to call Colorado home. After all, everything we need is right here. You are Colorado. So are we.
All right. Curtis, I always get caught up in the commercials. When we take a commercial break, I'm sitting there and I'm just watching them too. But before we talk about everything that's going on with partners, because I need you to educate me as well, I want to just do a shout out to our partners. This show cannot be put on without Alpine Bank, River Valley Family Health Centers, the real estate store, and Elevate Fiber. These are amazing corporate sponsors and supporters, and they allow us to bring this show to you every single week. So big shout out there. Curtis, Partners Youth Mentoring.
Yep.
Okay. What is that?
Partners Mentoring is a...
it's Partners Mentoring. I got it wrong.
It's good to put the youth in there. That way we know we serve the youth of Montrose and Delta and Ouray counties. But We are a community-based youth mentoring program. Our mission, our goal to the community is to match positive adult role models from the community, volunteers, with kids who could use an extra resource in their life, or a role model, a positive adult to just help them along and show them new things, whether that's things to do around Montrose or ways to go about school or ways to grow up into a successful young adult.
Okay. So, you used the word positive adult. That's probably why I haven't been invited to be a mentor. Just kidding. But is that, what are your guidelines? Do you have certain things that you're looking for from these mentors? Do they have children of their own? Give us an idea.
No, we obviously have guidelines. We do background checks and make sure our kids in our program are safe. But otherwise, and we do screen out, like if we feel like someone might have a political agenda behind their mentoring. But most
has that happened?
Occasionally we'll get that. In this day and age, who knows? But no, most of the people we get are, they come in with the right intentions, and they're, they don't have to have special abilities. It's not like we're looking for someone who's retired from the education field. A lot of our mentors are young professionals who don't have families of their own yet. It is a sizable commitment. We ask for a year of involvement, and we try to have our mentors and our kids meet for about 3 hours a week, 12 hours a month. It doesn't have to be on a weekly basis, but the research does show that the consistency is what's important. So if you're mentoring a kid and you meet them every other Saturday, that's great.
Yeah. Well, that's how they develop relationships too, right? Between the mentor and mentee.
Absolutely, and our mentors, they don't have, like I said, they don't have special powers. It can be everyone out there has interests, and they have likes and passions, and to be able to share those with a kid, some of our kids, they don't have access to all the really cool things around Montrose. They don't necessarily have someone to take them up to the Black Canyon and check that out, or to try out snowshoeing. So those are just, the time, and it's not about spending money, it's about spending some quality time. And it can be as simple as cooking dinner together and sitting down at a dinner table. And maybe that's an experience that some kids don't have every night. So.
You're absolutely right. It was, some time ago, a few months ago, I had the opportunity to meet with a mentor and mentee for the Community Foundation. You guys received a grant some time ago. And the relationship between they were both female. The relationship between these two ladies was phenomenal. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
And they've been together a long time.
Yeah, I think that partnership had been together for 3 or 4 years at that point. So a lot of our partnerships, we ask for that year commitment. Most of our partnerships will go a second year.
Wow.
And a lot will go, I've seen partnerships go throughout until a kid graduates from high school.
Oh my gosh, how special
incredible.
Is that?
Yeah, we create real relationships, and that's what makes our program so special and so impactful to the community.
Well, tell us about a success story. So someone who has gone on, graduated, they're doing, things out in the real world now. That was part of Partners here.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I met a gentleman in town. He's very active in the community. His name's Wade, and he told me he was mentoring a kid from back in the early '90s, and I did some more research and found we have files from way back then. The kid is the kid. The kid was we were born the same year, 1984. So,
wow. You're braver than I am. I will not tell anyone the year I was born.
But anyway, I ended up getting a hold of this kid, and he said, yeah, I grew up in a little farmhouse outside of Olathe. And his mom worked all the time, and it was just him and his brother, and he got matched in our program. And he said that it meant the world to him, and this guy would take him out and showed him all kinds of things. He's super into like outdoor adventures, which his mentor taught him all that stuff. And now he is I can't remember, he works he's a CPA, up in the Northwest. He works for a college there and somewhere in Washington. So just to hear that story and to know that, like, when I grew up, I had my father, my uncles. They taught me what I'm passionate about now. But to think that kid didn't have that without our program, and now he's clearly successful. And
Exactly, and contributing to society and so forth.
absolutely.
So, not only is that a success story for that once kid, now adult, gosh, the gentleman, this Wade, who was a community and probably is a community leader here, that he impacted another individual's life, and that individual can bring it all back to his time through the Partners Youth Program.
I mean, everyone listening to this probably has had adults that meant a lot to them. And there are kids out there that don't and that need that, and that's the gap we're filling. So.
But everything hasn't all been hunky dory. The pandemic hit you guys hard, right?
Yeah. So our program is very much community based, and it's very much relies on interaction, in person, one-on-one.
Right.
And when the pandemic happened, we lost about 35 to 40% of our volunteers. We had a lot of volunteers who were retired, and
Wait, you lost 35 to 40%, and when you say of your volunteers, those are the mentors themselves.
So those matches, disappeared and dried up. So we're rebuilding. We're almost to 60. Well, we got about 60 partnerships right now in the counties we serve. So pre-pandemic, we were about close to 80. So we're working on getting those numbers back up. But people are finding we had to be creative. We had to do some virtual activities. We had to, encourage. We literally taught mentors how to use, Skype and Zoom.
Yes.
We had to have those trainings with people. But we're getting through it, and I feel like the pandemic, if anything, has showed us that we need those connections more than ever. I mean, there was kids that they didn't have even their peer groups to hang out with for months and months. So kids are yearning for those connections and just to get out and do stuff.
Yeah. So I am curious. Have your numbers of kids who would like a mentor, did those increase?
They stayed about the same. We always have more. We always have. Currently, we have a waiting list of 42 kids that are waiting for a mentor.
Wait, what? You have a waiting list of 42 kids. All right, Montrose, come on. We can step up and do this. There are at least 42 adults out there who can mentor one of these kids. That's going to be my challenge today, Curtis. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, but you know what? Part of it's by design. We know we're going to have the kids, but when we make a match, it's not take a number. Okay, here's the next kid up. We're going to find a kid that is interested in technology for you, or a kid that is, that really wants to learn how to fly fish for that person. So we make those matches based on personality, interests, so that enables us to make a good match.
Okay. So if you find a kid that likes fashion and, reading, technology, I might be a good match there.
All right, yeah, I'm sure we can find one.
Gosh, I'm glad that it's intentional, but I am concerned that there are 42 kids because the longer you wait for a match, that's less that they're doing, that's less that they're interacting.
It is. Once we get them in our program, though, we provide for all the kids, both matched and unmatched. We have monthly activities. On Sunday, there was almost 60 of us that went to Grand Junction to go ice skating at the ice rink there.
Okay.
So every month we make sure we have an opportunity for every kid in the program to have some kind of cool activity that they wouldn't normally get. We offer life skills for the kids, so little trainings that will help them learn how to cook or learn how to make good decisions in relationships, things like that.
So it's more than just the individual matches. There are group activities.
There's monthly group activities, and then there's ongoing trainings, and we have mentor trainings that happen quarterly.
Okay.
And we always invite the public to come to those trainings if they're not yet a mentor to learn about the program. So later this month we have one coming up on mentoring for self-esteem. So we're doing that in conjunction with Peer Kindness.
Oh, okay.
Another
Great.
organization. So yeah, we have a lot going. We always have things going. And it's going to be a big year for us.
Well, I want to talk about some specific things, your monthly activities, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back with Curtis Hurst.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, zero-lag gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
All right, we are back. Curtis did not bring me any cheese balls, but I'm going to let that go. But we're talking to Curtis Hurst from Partners Mentoring Youth. And we were talking activities. All right, I don't have a skill set at all, like none. All I do well is talk. But you are looking to encourage mentors or adults to be mentors who you really don't have to have a skill set.
No.
And you have activities that will allow the mentors to learn more, and I want to talk about that, as well as it brings the kids together as a group. So let's talk about the what you do for the kids first, the monthly activities.
Yeah, monthly activities. We are always planning new monthly activities. So every summer we take kids rafting. This year we're going to rent a cabin up in the National Forest to, get them outside for an overnight trip.
Okay.
So yeah, every month there's really thoughtful activities that are designed to both give kids new experiences, but to help build the relationships between the adult and the child. And like I said, these are real relationships. So it's not the adults come out of it and they say that I learned a lot from that. It's not necessarily you're the just like any relationship, it's a give and take, and you learn and you listen to what the kids need.
And then you react to that.
Maybe you find yourself playing Pokemon Go in the park. But and it's our volunteers are great. It's not about them. It's it's about that relationship.
So just so I have an understanding of how your monthly activities work, anyone who's in your program, whether they've been matched with a mentor or not, they are invited to, like ice skating you guys went. And all the mentors are invited as well, or just the youth?
Yeah, sometimes we'll have a lot of months we'll have 2 activities per month, one for the partnerships.
Okay.
And then we'll take the Nexus kids on another adventure.
Okay.
So, and by Nexus, I mean that's our waiting list kids. So the kids that don't yet have mentors. And it's really important for us to do that because we get to know them really well. So when a new volunteer comes on board, we know, who's going to be the best fit for that volunteer. So. Okay.
Well then, some of the other activities, you have some unique ones, and one of them being for artists.
Oh yeah. So we have a sister program that's kind of the same concept as our community-based mentoring program, but the Art Partners program, where we match creative adults, not necessarily professional artists, but creative adults with older kids, so ages 14 to 18, who want to learn new skills around creativity or in the arts.
Any creativity. So, okay, because our producer is pretty darn creative with video. Would that be, is that the type of creativity, or are you looking for painters and?
No, we look at art as a very broad definition of anything creative. So we've had theatrical artists come in and work with us and our kids. So there's a lot of options around how that could look.
Okay.
And then we do art workshops every few months to give them exposure to new mediums. So there's and it's the same kind of commitment. We're looking for three hours a week, but with those older kids, that gives you a focus, because those older kids, they may not want to feel like they want to just go pal around with an adult.
Right.
But this gives them kind of like, all right, I'm here to learn.
Because they're too cool for that.
Too cool, yeah. But our the kids in middle school, upper elementary, the rest of our program, that's typically our wheelhouse, and they're always ready to just jump in the car and go somewhere different. So
okay.
Yeah.
And so Partners being you're a 501c3
Correct.
nonprofit, you have no issues with fundraising, right? Like it's just
it's a breeze. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do.
Is it? I bet. But you have so you've made it fun though. I mean, you put fun in fundraising. You guys have some unique fundraisers that you do throughout the year. Can you talk about those?
Yeah, our upcoming fundraiser is our annual auction. It's been going on for 33 years now. Our
Oh my
organization,
gosh.
by the way, has been around since 1986. So we've served Montrose for a long time.
Okay.
With basically the same program model with the mentoring. So the mentoring worked in the late 80s and it still works today. But
You know, you just told us your age, right?
yeah,
'Cause, you know,
I wasn't.
See, I was doing the math when you told us the year you were born. I'm like, oh, now I know how old you are.
I didn't. Yeah, I was a little kid when this thing started.
Yes.
Anyway, so fundraising, yeah, our annual auction is an event. We have about 400 to 500 items up for auction. The dates on that are mid-April, so we're gearing up for that now already. But and it is all online. It's April 18th to the 21st. We had the event on TV for a while back
when they did telethons?
They did telethons. We moved it to radio, and then with technology, we moved it online, and it's been really, it's been more accessible for a lot of people, and it's been a better event for us.
Okay. So how long is this online auction? How long does it take place?
It takes place over 4 days.
4 days.
So we have items close each evening at 8 p.m.
Oh.
So people can kind of log on at 7:30 if they want, and if they want the action aspect of an auction and be bidding, and items stay open if they're if people are actively bidding on them. And the items we have, I mean, we have rounds of golf, we have tons of restaurant certificates, you know, $100 certificates to just about every restaurant in town, things regionally in Moab and Grand Junction and Durango. We have loads of gravel, which is surprisingly one of the most coveted items.
Every auction that I've been, I'm like, how did you get my gravel?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's only in Montrose, Colorado. I love it.
Right. So, yeah, like I said, over 400 items. So it's really easy to participate. It's safe on our online platform. We've never had any problems. And we're always willing to help if someone wants to get involved and is a little intimidated by the internet process. We're ready to come on over and sit down at the computer and we'll get you going. So.
Okay, that's good. So you have the online auction, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have?
We do a golf tournament in August, and that will be at the Cedar Edge Club.
Okay, you've done it there for years, haven't you?
And that event's also, I think it's 35 years old this year.
Okay.
And then in the late fall, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we do a chili bowl, which unfortunately we've had to cancel for the last couple of years because of the pandemic, but it's really cool. People create bowls, either an Amazing Glaze or Potters create bowls, and so your entry fee gets you all you can eat chili and a bowl to take home with you. And last year, so we just had to cancel it just before, we had 23 or 25 chilies lined up from local restaurants and private cooks. And
So, okay, wait. If I make a good chili, I could donate chili for the chili cook-off.
yes.
Right. Oh.
And the best chilies win the coveted Golden Ladle Award.
Oh.
So
I love that. What a great. Why do we have to wait until November? Come on, chili is a food that we can eat all year round.
right. No, it was just one of those little COVID spikes, and everyone got nervous, and we decided we better play it safe and push the event to the next year again.
Okay.
So. But those are our main fundraisers. They're a lot of work, and but they are really fun, and I feel like we get great involvement, and it makes up a good chunk of our budget, you know, and bigger funders from the state level or whatever see that we're raising, you know, close to $100,000 here locally from our community,
And they're able to help and match, and you know that's great. Yeah, so how? Because you cover Montrose County, Uray County, and Delta County.
Correct.
So where's the majority of the mentors and the kids coming from?
Delta and Montrose.
Okay.
Our programs are the strongest in Delta and Montrose, and Delta gets tricky because they have all those small towns up in the North Fork and things like that.
Okay.
So, because, you know, when we make a match, if a volunteer's coming from, well, let's say here in Montrose, if a volunteer's in Olathe, you know, we want to try to find them a kid in Olathe.
Right.
We don't want to, you know, they probably don't want to drive the extra 15 minutes, but it's also, you know, it's a community-based program, and people volunteer because they want to help their community. So if you're coming from Montrose and want to find a kid, we'll probably be looking for a kid right here in Montrose.
Okay, that's good to know. So I have to ask you, I have learned so much today about partners and everything you do. What was I not smart enough to ask?
Well, our outcomes, I mean, what our program does, that might be that's an important thing. You know, our program's
Curtis,
been
tell
proven.
us about the outcomes.
Thanks. Mentoring's proven to increase self-esteem in kids, which is really important.
Yes.
Clearly, in a time when mental health is, you know, at the forefront, and it seems to be a growing problem.
Yes.
Self-esteem is a big one. We are proven to delay the initiation of substance use for kids. So, you know, having that mentor is helpful in helping a kid say no, and that's really cool. So, you know, and then I think for our kids to learn how to bond with other people, whether they're adults and their peers, our program's proven to like help with that process of how do kids make connections that are going to make them successful in the future, and by doing that with a mentor, you know, that's setting them up for, you know, better academics, better decision making, more connections as they grow into young adults.
Having a good work ethic, all of those
Sure.
things that, you know, we're lacking. It's amazing, I gotta tell you. I hope that more people, after watching this show, get involved in some sort of way, whether they are donating to one of your fundraisers or mentoring a kid or just attending one of your workshops.
Yeah, and you know, it's the mentoring aspect's not that hard. I mean, 3 hours a week, you pick a kid up from school and you go for a walk in the park and grab a bite to eat, and you've done a great service to that kid that quickly.
Yeah.
So
it's that easy, Montrose. Well, it was another great show. Curtis, thank you so much for coming out.
you.
Thank you for everything that Partners is doing for this community, because it will help us to be a stronger community. And thank you so much to our sponsors, Alpine Bank, River Valley Family Health Center, the Real Estate Store, and Elevate Fiber. We'll be back next week.